Hello everybody, thanks for joining for the video on making our boho beads. I wanted to give you, before we start, a couple of tips and tricks and things that I learned along the way. So first of all, where the options come in. So, you know, a lot of people put the seed beads. You can see I have them on a wire and I wrapped it around. You don't have to do that. Here's another one that I did, you know, some fuzzy, crazy yarn, and I also did some seed beads. Here's one that I used sequins to put around. And let's see, I want to show you some that I did not do the seed beads. Okay, so like this one, I just did the fuzzy yarn going around it, you know, and it has really pretty fabric under there. This one, it has sequenced fabric on, so, you know, definitely not, it doesn't need to have the seed beads, and I just tied this gold fabric. I thought it was really pretty. Okay. And here's one, I liked the, you know, this one kind of has like the thread going through that is sparkly, so I didn't really think it needed it. And then here's another one that, you know, I just wrapped some of this fabric around, and I loved the green, you know, underneath it. So that's the option. Whether or not you want to do seed beads, you know, again, with or without, they both look gorgeous. Okay, the other thing that you have to decide is the kind of end that you want. Okay, you can just put beads on the end, and if there's a space, you know, in between the straw, you can kind of, you know, that's where you would tie your string or whatever it is that you add, so it kind of closes it up there. And you can also use these cord ends. Okay, one thing about using the cord ends, if you can find the cord ends that already have the little loop on the end, this is the easiest thing, because you just have to put some glue down in here, pop it in, let it dry, and done. You're done. You're all ready for decorating. Most of them, like this one, it has the hole, so, you know, you put it on, you still have to string, but, you know, put the wire through and make your loops on the ends. Okay. Otherwise, oh, and another thing about these is I found like approximately the 10mm size is a good size. And, you know, besides beads, you can also use these that are kind of flat, like the divider beads. Okay. And so the other thing that I wanted to mention is glue. I tried using a lot of different glues. I used jewelry glue. So I started with the Fabrifix, and if you've worked with this before, it's really smelly. It's very strong, and I didn't like working with it. It's really gooey. It's kind of like a gel, takes a while to dry. So I got this yesterday. It's called Appy's Crafter's Pick. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I like it so much better to work with. And I also found, as you'll see in the video, that I put some of this just down on a little plate or something, and I used a brush, an old paintbrush, just to sort of brush it on the fabric, because these things are really small that you're working with, and just to try to keep the glue, you know, off of my fingers. Yeah, I just decided eventually, started using a little, you know, to kind of paint it on. And I think that is the biggest thing for the tips. You can also use paper straws or plastic straws if you have them. If you don't have straws, you can just roll up paper and glue it down, and, you know, glue it. So that is it, and we'll get started making our boho beads. you.